Okay, everybody, howdy. Welcome. It's an evening. Enter the shop. There we go. Hi, welcome. I wanted to stream tonight, and I didn't want to play a game, so this is what we're doing. I don't really remember last time we've ever really done a just chatting stream. In fact, I don't know if we have ever done a just chatting stream. So yeah, it's gonna be chill tonight. General just kind of shenanigans, I guess. Mostly I'm using this as an excuse to just kind of like just hang out and put some stuff up here, answer some questions and that kind of thing, while I am trying to get some work done. I mentioned last couple of streams that I am working on the 2.5 version of me. So yeah, it's actually not too bad. I've got like a whole sheet that I'm looking at here with all the different blend shapes for live 2D, for the V-Bridger stuff. So yeah, it's just a matter of going in and doing it, but there's a few adjustments that I got to make. And yeah, it's a little bit of relearning. I can't lie. It's going to take a little bit to try and remember how all of this stuff works, but it shouldn't take me too long. But yeah, I figured, you know what, I would just kind of come in here and hang out. We usually have like the guitar going or something like that. After a bit too much, it distracts me a little bit too much. It's just a very, very low key kind of night, I guess. It's been a low key week, I think. It's just into Golden Week over in Japan, which means a lot of streams happening, a lot of shenanigans going around between Enrico and a bunch of other announcements like the Shishi Cup, and it's just been I've been out of sorts to say the least. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It happens sometimes. It's just sometimes it can be a little bit hard to know where to put your focus when you've got too much free time. So yeah, and God knows I've got enough free time. But yeah, we've been playing like a lot of games and just kind of really hammering the JRPGs and that kind of stuff lately. So I thought, it'd be kind of nice just to take a night. But like there's really no format to any of this kind of stuff. Like I said, I've never really done a whole lot of just chatting stuff, but I kind of know how they work. So yeah, we can just kind of talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. And a little bit later, I'm doing some research right now, trying to go through a bunch of websites and just get a general idea of how all of this stuff is going to work when it comes to V-Bridger. I've never used it, right? I got a gift card for my brother for Steam, and I was like, I know what I'm going to use this on, but I do not use it right now. And yeah, it's a little bit to kind of take in. I don't know how much of it my webcam is actually going to be able to track, but apparently it's like a lot now. There will always be limitations. I've talked about it before. I do not have a 60 FPS webcam. So no matter what, it's still not going to be quite as smooth. And there's complaints that male VTubers are not bouncy enough. Well, if I had a Type-C port, maybe I can make myself extra bouncy or whatever. But we're going to figure out, I'm going to figure out what works for me and my beautiful self here. So yeah, we're just going to hang out in the shop. Sometimes sometimes it just do be like that. Sometimes you gotta try and figure out how things work before you can really get to the work. Sometimes it's the research that actually takes the most amount of time, right? But that's it's finals week for a lot of people, so I feel like everyone just kind of wants to veg out a little bit. We've all been working hard, so that's kind of where we're at. But yeah, how's everyone doing tonight? It's okay. I'm doing all right. Like, it's nothing like bad. Yeah, like I said, I've got like all this free time and trying to figure out just a lot of things going on just in life with the channel, just in general. And yeah, it's a lot of time. And sometimes when you have this much time, you kind of get like a choice paralysis, right? And that's always been my big thing, is when it comes to a lot of like games and that kind of thing. And I really want to stream, but I don't know what I want to stream. Like what sounds good. And sometimes you get in those moods where just like nothing sounds really good. And you know, as a streamer, I've talked about it a little bit. You know, it's important to get in here and do the job, right? You know, if you look at like Hollow Stars or really anyone that's made it really big, they'll tell you got to get in and do the work, right? Sometimes you don't want to. I know I've streamed plenty of times when I didn't really feel like it, but yeah, you know, there's always that fine line, right? Like you want to stream, but you also want to make sure that whatever game you're playing, you're having a good time with. And I don't think there's anything that I'm playing right now, you know, Expedition 3 and FF9 and Elden Ring. Like I enjoy all of those games, right? I have a really good time doing it. But if I'm not really in the mood to play one of those for whatever reason, or I've just got like too much weighing me down in terms of work and that kind of thing, then I know that I'm not going to be able to enjoy it on stream as much as I could. So yeah, you gotta kind of figure out that line. And I figured, you know, that maybe this is what the just chatting stuff is for, right? That's where all of this comes in, where we can just kind of hang out and not have to worry too much about, you know, putting in the max effort, and we can just kind of, you know, just see what topics come up. Oh, and yeah, it's been a weird couple weeks in the VTuber space. You know, I'm hardly like super in track with a lot of what's going on. You know, a lot of it's just because I'm not on Twitch. I've discussed my views of Twitch quite a bit over the course of these streams. But yeah, I'm not into that environment. It's just too much stuff on screen is the expectation, and you got to stream for really, really long times, where I just stream for like, you guys know me, it's like an hour and 2 hours, maybe a little bit more if I'm really having a good time. And yeah, it's just, you know, I'm not always in tune with everything going on in the VTuber sphere. I don't really hang out with a lot of people, right? But you know, I see what all's going on Blue Sky and that kind of thing. And I know it's been kind of a really wild couple of weeks. You know, I don't really go into a whole lot of the drama and that kind of thing, but I will say that, like, you'll notice that I talk about some VTubers quite a bit because I like them, and then others that I don't talk about at all. You can infer from that what you will. Really all that I can say about it. But you know, I've been very adamant for a very, very long time that I do not cater to a certain website, a certain numbered website at all. And if that's kind of your vibe, your crowd, this stream is not for you. This is not what we do here. And no surprise that a lot of the drama is coming from a lot of people that do cater to that kind of crowd. So you know, that's all that I will I can really say about it. But yeah, it's just been a wild week. And, you know, sometimes, you know, kind of going off of that without getting into the drama of it, you know, just in the larger scene, you know, I think that it gives a lot of VTubers a lot of worry. It gives a lot of us like, what do we do now, right? Like, I think sometimes it puts people off of it from doing this, and, you know, you're worried about making friends and worried about who's coming in to watch, and you know, your viewers and all of this other stuff, and it just gets kind of depressing. I don't really get that way. I just kind of do my thing and do the content that I like to do, that I like to watch, and just kind of keep doing whatever I feel like doing. So you know, that would be my thing. You know, if you've had a rough couple of weeks, and you know, it's not all drama. Obviously, there were a couple big graduations and that kind of thing, you know, and sometimes that can be very sad, right? But you know, I've said it a billion times. Like, I don't know what I would be doing if I wasn't constantly creating something. Like, I feel like I'm the kind of person that's just that always has to be working. I always need a project, something creative to be going on. So, you know, a lot of that kind of stuff that just kind of, obviously I get a little sad that I'm not going to see, you know, some of my favorite stream stuff anymore, or, you know, it moved on and that kind of thing. Or sometimes in a lot of cases, because I'm not going to see those collabs that I really liked, and that's really where I watched a lot of them. But in terms of like, does it put me off of doing this? Not really. Not really. I need to be doing something. I don't really have a whole lot going on. You know, I've tried a lot of things in my life, and you know, it feels like this one's the one that I've been actually putting in the most effort to, and it just kind of gives me an outlet. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it doesn't go all that well. Sometimes you lose the subs. Sometimes, you know, the streams just don't hit the way that you wanted them to, or you know, they didn't pull the numbers that you wanted. But I don't think that would ever really stop me. So, you know, I would say if you're a VTuber and you're having a rough time, you know, just you got to do what you like to do. You got to make the kind of content that you like to watch. And yeah, sometimes it can feel like the scene as a whole it can be a little rough. It can be a little dramatic, it can be a little catty. There's definitely some like nasty circles out there, but you got to do it for you, right? I've talked about it a lot, that I think that we're finally kind of seeing what happens when you have a lot of people that make it really big in an entertainment industry, but they don't really know anything about entertainment. And, you know, some people are just, I'll be honest, some people are just not cut out for it. You know, they like the creation part of it. They don't like the negative aspects of it. They don't like the PR. They don't like the management, marketing parts of it. I think we're finally starting to see, you know, some of that happening, where it's just, yeah, people just kind of jumping into a minefield that they didn't expect. And I'm not saying that that's how it should be, that that's a good thing, just that that's how it is at the moment. And until that changes, you know, you gotta kind of take it as it comes, and either learn kind of how to overcome it and how to deal with those challenges, or decide if you got to do something else, right? But for me personally, like I'm used to entertainment. I just been most of my life, right? So like I kind of know what to expect from a lot of cases and how to manage it. So for me, it's just like I gotta be making stuff. I gotta be doing things. I don't know what to do with myself if I'm just sitting staring at a wall. Tried to read Lord of the Rings. I've already put that back down. I ended up just watching the movies instead. I'm like, reading a book. I like reading. Creative writing was my major. I have a degree in it, but it's not work. If I'm not actually creating something and I'm just sitting, just like not doing something, it really wears on me. So yeah, here we are. That's what we're doing tonight. Sorry, just drinking my soda, browsing the old interwebs, trying to figure out, trying to bring up the motivation to click on this live 2D cubism shortcut on my hotbar. Like I said, it's just one of those nights. But yeah, and yeah, you know, especially I don't know why I jump like that every time that I like rub my eyes. It's one of the various things that I'm trying to fix. I know I could probably just adjust the Z-axis a little bit, but still, it's a little getting hoppy here, you know. Ooh. But yeah, you know, I feel like another part of it is just being a male VTuber. I think people talk about the male VTuber debuff. I don't think it actually exists. You know, you look at a lot of the big streamers, a lot of the big names are all male streamers, I guess. I would say that like VTubing is definitely like a very woman-oriented space, and I think that's cool. Like they need a space to be able to have their outlets too, right? But I think a lot of it is also, I feel like a lot of male VTubers, we're still trying to figure it out. Right? Like they're trying too hard to do things in the same way that the big streamer girls do it, and it doesn't quite work. You know, and you know, I think in a lot of cases it's a lot of like overacting and over like exaggerated reaction and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think there's just I think there's a lot the people are still trying to work out in terms of what hits, what doesn't. I guess you can always do the loot tubing. That's yeah, that is an option, I guess. I'd be very bad at it. It'd be so awkward. I mean, you've heard my streams. You've heard me cracking the jokes, quote unquote jokes. There, it's very bad. No one wants to hear me do that. But yeah, so you know that's kind of another thing that I'm trying to work on, is just trying to make the space for just nice casual being myself, right? Just being a streamer, just talking and playing games, and we'll see where it goes. But yeah, like I said, ever since the YouTube UI changes, it's been a little rough. Like I said many times before, I don't worry too much about the numbers, but when you have a certain drop, you kind of get a little curious what's going on, right? And you try figuring out, okay, well, why'd all of this happen? For me, it's not like I get super worried or depressed about it, but it is very much a problem to figure out. Like, you gotta, don't get super upset or depressed about your numbers, but I mean, you do kind of gotta pay attention to them to figure out what's going on and to adjust as needed, I guess. So yeah, that's another part of a lot of this work that I'm doing in the background. It's maybe switching it up, trying some new kinds of content, trying some new things, getting a new intro bumper. That's not Live 2D. That's going to be Blender. That is a whole other thing. I've been good so far with trying to use pre-made assets and building things with that, moving things around, animating things, that kind of thing. But actually building my own and sculpting my own things from scratch, that is, oh buddy, I'm not an artist. There are a lot of things I like to do and can do creatively to a certain point. Drawing is not one of them. And a Blender is just a drawing, but in 3 dimensions. And yeah, I'm trying to build. Like, we've got our nice shop here in the background. We've got the old Dream Emporium. Trying to make the nice exterior of it. That's going to take a bit. That will probably take longer than the Live 2D update. So just kind of a heads up, if you're expecting a new intro anytime soon, it's going to be a bit. The joys of being a small indie and having no money. It'd be really nice if I could just like pay someone to do it, but we're not quite there yet. So yeah, that's kind of where things are going with the new intro. It's been fun. I mean, I don't want it to sound like I'm not having a good time with it, because I am. I do really, really enjoy Blender. There's been a lot of things that I cannot show the internet that I've been doing in the background, just kind of learn rigging. And yeah, I've been having fun. Do that to your interpretation. But in terms of building things from scratch, it's a process. It's definitely a lot, right? The Live 2D stuff I understand. The rigging and all of that, I can do it. It's already like Hana Mama made me my model. She made me so beautiful. All I got to do is just get in there, put some meshes on there, and move myself around, right? But yeah, I had to have Hana Mama do it first, and it's kind of, I'm fully appreciative now that I'm trying to build my own things from scratch. Very appreciative of everything that she did to make me real, to bring us to life, to make dreams a reality as it is, right? Yeah. But aside from that, yeah, it's just I haven't even really been watching like a lot of movies or anything like that. Like I really really haven't had a whole lot of time. Like I watched The Eternaut the other night. I mentioned that in my last stream, and it was really good. But yeah, I really have not had time. Too many projects at once and not enough time to do it. Like it would be really nice if I didn't have to rely on the retail job. I feel like I would be a lot more motivated to actually get in here and like really barrel down on some of these projects and get them done. But you know, you always have that looming. Oh, I got this shift later. I got this shift in a day or two. So you know, now I gotta cool down from that, right? It's not like it's even that hard, but just the fact that it's like work that's beholden to another person, right? You kind of feel like you need a weekend of some kind. You know, we were at the point that that the channel was big enough that we were doing all of this as the full-time job. It'd be a very different story, I think. Because then, you know, then I would have the motivation to do it. I would enjoy doing it. I'd be able to share a lot more stuff with you guys. And I would feel like I probably wouldn't need the weekends the same way that I do working for someone, right? But that's just kind of the reality. But we're going to keep doing it. I mean, the motivation is there aren't really a whole lot of jobs around here other than retail. And that doesn't really pay anything. Trying to get back out to the West Coast, trying to get back out to my home. And yeah, that's not going to happen with what I've been paying. I was trying to explain, you know, my family's they're very stuck in the mindset of like 40 years ago, right? And they're like, oh, just put in the hard work and just go buy yourself a car and move on out there. You did that before, right? And I like literally had to do the math, showing them that it would take me about 5 years working full time at this job just to afford 1 year. And yeah, like it's expensive. I don't mind that because once I get out there, you're also making a little bit more, right? Like I really didn't have a problem paying my bills when I was out there, because I was making more. But to actually move out there, that's a little bit different story. Because yeah, you can't just move out there these days. The way that I did it back when I was very, very depressed and very dumb, was like looking on Craigslist for apartments. It's like, okay, that's probably not going to be a thing these days. Maybe it is, but you know, back when I first moved, like scamming wasn't like the industry that it is now, right? Like there were multiple points. Looking back on it these days, I'm like, I could have gotten scammed at this point. I could have, gotten stuff stolen from me. Like there were a lot of things that I just ended up being very, very lucky on that I don't think would work a second time doing it. But yeah, like it wouldn't be a problem, but like no one that I've been applying to is like wants someone that isn't already there, but I can't move out there without already being hired by someone. So it's just kind of like an Ouroboros of BS, right? So that is why the streaming is here, because we can control this and I like doing it, and hopefully you guys like watching. And if we can keep doing our thing and maybe I don't know, maybe someday this will actually take off, right? But yeah, that's motivation, and it gives me something to do. It's amazing what boredom can do. I wrote 2 books out of boredom, so that's it's a great motivator. The sloth, as the great Garfield once said, sloth is the mother of invention, right? So yeah, it keeps us busy as much as anything else, right? But, on to other things. There's been a lot of news. There's some cool things going on. Let me see if I can bring it up. Let me see if I can add it in here. So our local game store. Okay, we'll just do this. But what am I doing? These are going to be really big. I'm sorry. They're going to be huge. But yeah, our local game store did finally put up the pre-orders for the Final Fantasy X. That is gigantic. Okay, I'm sorry. They did finally put up the pre-orders for the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy set. So as you can see, I've got the goal over there on the right. But yeah, I'm really, really excited. So I went in, pre-ordered some stuff in addition to what I already had, right? So yeah, if you want to help me recoup those costs, there's that goal. We don't actually have to get... I don't know how the goals work. I just throw this stuff up there because that's what you're supposed to do, right? I don't really care if anyone donates or supports or super chats or anything like that. Like that's okay. It's fine. I don't make that a requirement for my streams, but like just in terms of the technical stuff, I don't know how these goals will work. I don't know if I actually have to get 50 supers or what. It's basically just a donate if you feel like it button. It's just kind of a reminder that it's there. But if we don't get all 50, it's not like I'm not going to do the stream or anything like that. It's just helping me pay my bills and helping me recoup the cost for a lot of this, right? So yeah, they put up the pre-orders. I went in. I got a couple things that we're going to be taking a look at when those do come out next month. I am super excited for it. But yeah, these photos. PAX East is going on this weekend, and that means it is the official reveal for the set. It's not necessarily going to be every card, but it's going to be a lot of cards. And basically, the next couple of weeks are going to be nothing but spoilers for the new set. And yeah, they had these out in the... They had these out in the lobby area of PAX apparently, and they were posted on Reddit. So thank you. I don't know. I didn't see which user had posted these or who took the photos, but we appreciate you. But yeah, like I went in, I did the pre-orders for what I wanted today, and then got home and later on this evening, like I'm very, very glad that I got those pre-orders in after seeing this stuff. So both of these cards, they're flippable cards. It's kind of a newish mechanic in Magic. It's a few years old now, I think. I don't know. It didn't exist last time that I played it, right? But basically, these cards transform once they reach certain things. You just flip it over, and it's got like the second version of it. They put out Xenos on the official Final Fantasy 14. I think it was a tweet. Out there. So yeah, Xenos looks really good. He's another flippable card, turns into Shinryu. Of course he does. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? But yeah, these were posted. They're a little bit different. But yeah, this is a Sephiroth card. Look at that. Look at that. Like I've been really curious about a lot of the art. I mean, I am mostly buying these as collector items. Like I'm not doing the thing that I have to deal with at work with all the scalpers, right? You know, I might sell doubles, or like if I get a really, really impressive card, but it's from a Final Fantasy that I don't care about. Like if I get like a showcase Squall, like I really don't care about Squall at all. But if it's like a showcase card worth a couple $100, then yeah, I will trade that for a different card that I actually do want, right? But I was super worried. Like wondering what the art was going to be like and was it going to be worth it. But yeah, they spoiled these out from PAX today. And yeah, some original Nomura art for Sephiroth. Absolutely gorgeous. People have noticed that he's not missing an arm. So he did change the design to make it a little bit closer to the Rebirth era Sephiroth. Yeah, there's that. And then here's the one I am excited about. All right, so here's the back side of the card. Look at that. Look at that. Amino original artwork for Kefka for the borderless art cards. It's basically confirmed. And who knows what else he has done some work for. But yeah, like I saw this and it's like, I am so glad that I managed to get some pre-orders in. I am so glad. I was super worried that our local game store just would not get a whole lot of what they had ordered from their distributor, or that they would sell out really, really fast. But yeah, I am super, super glad. But here's the front of Kefka. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, like holy shit, guys. Like this is everything that I wanted out of the Final Fantasy set. Like this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous, and it's an Amino original. Like holy shit. Like I took one look at this card, I'm like, oh no. Oh no, this is going to be so expensive if I have to buy this as a single. Like if I don't even know if this is like what the serial cards are going to be. They haven't announced that yet. They might tomorrow or Saturday, whenever the official like release is. But yeah, I took one look at this and was like, this is going to be so expensive. and if it is one of the serial cards, Godspeed. Like good fucking luck. But yeah, like I was talking with the with my local game store owner, right? And when I went in like not long ago, you know, I was talking with them, asking when the pre-orders would go up, and you know, buying some Aether Drift packs, and you know, just trying to get back into it, right? And like my game shop owner was like, he was so worried. He was so worried. He's like, man, I've ordered like $40,000 worth of stuff for this set, and I really don't know if it's going to be worth it. Like, I really hope. Yeah, I have no idea if this is even going to be worth it. And like me, I was standing there and I'm like wearing my Moogle shirt, my Uniqlo Moogle shirt, and my Final Fantasy Citizen watch. And like, I looked at his like coworker, like his employee, and we were like, I don't know if that's going to be enough. Honestly, $40,000. I don't think that's going to be enough. And the shop owner was just like, I don't know, man. Like you guys aren't the one out $40,000 if this thing doesn't sell, right? He was super worried about it. And then I go in today for the pre-orders, and he's like, we're not going to have enough for when the actual pre-release event happens. Like I asked him how it was doing and how the pre-orders were going. He's like, I feel bad for everyone that wants to try ordering some of these boxes closer to release, because we're not going to have any. We're going to sell out. It's like, you know, I'm happy for you, man, because I know you were worried. I know you were super worried. But also, I tried to tell you. This is Final Fantasy, man. Like last time he was like, well, Lord of the Rings didn't, like Lord of the Rings, like there's no way it's going to beat Lord of the Rings. There's just no way. Like those collector boxes are going for $800. I'm like, dude, these collector boxes for Final Fantasy are already going for $900 on some sites. Already. The set's not even out yet. Now, whether or not people are actually buying them, I don't know. But people are buying them at like the $650. Is a lot for cardboard. I don't blame anyone for kind of sitting out on the collector boxes, but thankfully, like a lot of these borderless art cards look like they are going to be available in just regular packs. So that's kind of good. I really hope they're not just collectors. I really hope not. I really want that Kefka card. Yeah, I think a lot of people who are big Magic players, but not necessarily like in tune with the Final Fantasy fandom, are really going to are really getting their asses kicked right now by how much of a surprise it has been to a lot of the Magic community on how big the set is. Like I tried to tell them, man. But you know, they got it done, and I am really happy. Like our local game store. You guys know this. I live in a very small town. There's really not a whole lot of places like that around here. We have like a couple card shops. We have a couple more that are like entirely focused on just sports cards and that kind of thing. So like it's a very small community. But the people around here that are into the games and like really like playing Magic and D&D and Warhammer and that kind of stuff, it's very dedicated and very small, very loyal group. Our local game store doesn't sell at he only sells at MSRP. Like, I asked him if he was going to be upcharging for this set. And he was like, no, we only sell at MSRP. And we don't sell to scalpers. We know who they are in this area. If they come into the shop, they are not allowed to buy anything. So yeah, they're really nice guys. I felt bad for him because he was like, you know, the two most popular commander decks, like I'm not selling them at MSRP. There is a little bit of an upcharge on those because of how expensive they were to get and the prices for them online. Right. So we did sell the FF7 and the FF14 set a little bit higher. And he sounded so upset about that. Like, that's the funniest thing. Like, he sounded like he had kicked my puppy or something. Like, he sounded like he'd killed my dog. He sounded so sorry that he had to upcharge for these two commander decks. But yeah, this, he was charging $10 more than the MSRP for it. Like, a lot of shops are charging double. They're just charging straight up double for the commander decks, right? Like, I've seen some of these sites that are charging, like, normally they're $70, right? And I've seen some sites selling them for like $120, $125, right? Like, that seems to be the going rate for these commander decks. And this guy was charging like $79.99 for just two of them, right? It was only those two. The two popular ones were the only ones he had to upcharge. And he was so sad. He was so upset about that $10 upcharge. But that's kind of why I'm glad that it is doing well, that he's not as worried as he was initially about how expensive a lot of this stuff was going to be. Because yeah, like, I understand, like, you know, Wizards of the Coast, they make their money from the distributors, right? Like, they don't make anything from the actual, like, card shops. The card shops pay the distributors, and then the distributors are the ones putting in orders to Wizards of the Coast, right? So sometimes the allocations don't always match, and all kinds of other stuff going on. And yeah, like, I was just I was very, very happy to support him, because I do really like my local game store. But yeah, he was so worried about how much he was spending to get the set going. And the thing is, I don't know what his allocation was. We didn't really talk about that all that much. So, you know, he was saying that he ordered like 40,000 of merchandise for it. That doesn't necessarily mean they actually gave him that much, right? So yeah, I'm very, very glad for him. Support your local shop, support your local card owners, unless they're one of those charging like triple MSRP, in which case, fuck them, right? But yeah, ours is really nice, and they don't do online selling at all. I mean, maybe he might throw some stuff on eBay if he somehow, for whatever reason, has extra stock or something like that. But yeah, so before anyone starts coming into my comments, it is in store only. He does not have a website. If you do not live specifically where I live, you're not getting it at MSRP. Just flat out. None of this TCG player BS, right? But yeah, so at the end of the day, you know, it was a lot. You know, I'm just basically not going to go take a couple soccer matches this year, because usually I go to the city, go to the big city a couple times a year, and, you know, go to a couple soccer matches or a baseball game or something like that. Just take like a little like mini vacation. So instead of using the money for that, it's all going into fantasy this year. And, you know, if people support the channel, help recoup the costs, that's cool. If not, either way, we're going to be doing a stream of it. Some of the stuff that I've got ordered, I don't know when it's going to come in. So that's just kind of, we'll just have to wait and see. My pre-order stuff, that will all come in during the pre-release. So it'll be June 6th and 7th. But I think some of the stuff that I've ordered from online shops, that will not come in maybe until like the actual release, like the 17th or something like that, after shipping time and all of that. So we'll just have to wait and see. It might be a week or two after, but yeah, we will be doing it. It is officially a go, and I think it'll be kind of something fun. You know, we here on the channel at the Dream Emporium, we do love our Final Fantasy, so this will be kind of a nice. It'll just be a nice celebration of everything that we've been doing on the channel so far, of one of my favorite franchises. And yeah, I'm very, very excited. All right. Why am I jumping like that? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. All right. So let me see here. Let me see if I can get in. I don't know how this. Oh, I really don't. I really don't know how this is gonna go. I was trying to follow the official V-Bridger tutorial for a little bit, and that didn't work too well. Like the V-Bridger tutorial, don't get me wrong. The girl who does a lot of the programming for it and really has worked on a lot of the software, she has official tutorials up on YouTube, but a lot of it is starting straight from scratch, which I did not want to do, because some of the stuff on me here was a little, it was kind of a pain. Some of the gluing of the lips and all of that. So I didn't want to have to redo all of that, right? But then trying to get in and follow the tutorial using all of the art meshes that I already had in, not so great. Doesn't quite work the way that I thought it would. So yeah, there's that. I don't know if this is gonna work. Let's see here. I know it'll work on my end. I'm just more worried about whether or not I can get it to actually show up here on the stream. Oh, I am hefty. I am very hefty now. Okay. Let's take a look here. Let's see if I can get this working right. Whoa! Wow, I'm so big. I'm so huge. Hey, let me just get down into my corner. Let me hide down here. Like I said, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get this up or not, but we're going to give it a shot. Is it going to work? It's not going to work. Okay. Well, much for that. We tried. We gave it our best. Unfortunately, well, let me try something else here. Let me see if I can get a let's see here. Oh, look at there. Look at there. It's me. My size is very weird. Like hidden. There we go. I got it. I'm doing this. I'm doing it live. This is VTubing. This is work. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna hopefully make myself a little bit more expressive. Like I said, I don't know how it's gonna go. Let me just adjust my window a little bit here. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot that goes into it. I've been trying to like remesh my head and stuff a little bit. A lot of it is really not too much of something you would see a whole lot of during the normal streams, because I'm so small. And I think it looks pretty good. I mean, don't forget, this is the first model I have ever rigged. My first model was myself. So go figure. But it does, there are a few things I would like to adjust a little bit. Just try and smooth some things out. I feel like I'm getting a little warpy sometimes. You know, let me see. Let me see what happens here. Can I do it? Is it going to let me do extended interpolation? I don't know. I don't think it is. I do not think it will. Give it a shot. Let's try this again. Nope. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, it's because I don't have my head. There we go. All right, head XY. There we go. Hey, look at that. See, I don't like the extended interpolation was kind of new. I don't remember this being a thing when I worked on myself. Like the big thing that was new since the last time I worked on myself is there is actually a way to create an actual three-dimensional movement with your head, right? Or really anything that you want, any arm mesh. But it actually does do apply 3D rotation, right? I don't believe that was a thing. So all of this was done by hand. And like I said, I'm not an artist, so sometimes things like sizes and all of that do not always work all that well. Sometimes I get a little warpy because my body does not look the way that I want it to look. It looks a little off. It's kind of like how they tell you to you know, flip something backwards to see if the anatomy works right. And yeah, it's been a struggle. I think when I turn my head left, looks pretty good. When I turn my head right, I feel like I'm a little off, right? And that's what I've been trying to work on. That is what I've been trying to fix. And it has not always gone the best, to say the least. It has not always gone the way that I really wanted it to. But really, I don't really look up all that much, right? You can kind of see it popping in. They're like little small things. Like it's nothing that can't be fixed eventually. It's just how am I going to fix it? Right? How am I going to do it? And that's the tricky part. That's the part that I'm having trouble with. No, wait, edit, redo. But this is my deform brush tool. And now I got to remember all my keys. I got to remember all my buttons because I don't. There we go. Whoa. Oh, there we go. That's how's that? We worry about it. Don't think about it too much. Small things here and there I feel like could be a little bit smoother, right? I feel like I'm very angular. I have a very angular face and I'm cool with that for the most part. But there's some other things that I'm not a super happy about. I feel like my eyes are really one of the big ones. I'm not completely satisfied with how my eye meshes always work. That in there? Nope. There we go. Any vertices. Gotta zoom way in. I'm moving it a little bit better. I don't want to be like super squinty, right? Like it's also got to look like natural. Uh, it also doesn't help that a lot of what I've been doing, I feel like I've been doing a lot of stuff in Blender. So a lot of the buttons that I keep meaning to press, like right click and cancel in the middle of an action. I keep trying to do that, and it doesn't always work out all that well. So yeah, it's been a little bit of relearning things like that. That's kind of annoying. But you know, we're getting it done slowly but surely. No, that's not a okay. Mm, now I'm not super satisfied with that either. Redo. But yeah, you know, a lot of the other stuff that I've been wanting to work on are things like see here, can I how do I add a new one? Do I add a new down here. I don't need my mouth. Hmm. I guess I can put it under the eyes. Maybe I can do it under feet. Hmm. Where are my brows? Where are my eyebrows? All right. What do we got? Here's the other thing is I gotta learn what all of the what all of the V-bridger toggles are, right? Like it's very important to me because with the current model that I have now, with what we've been doing, you guys don't see I have very expressive eyebrows. IRL, right? Wait, what's IRL? This is real life, right? And we're truly an anime person. No, I have very expressive eyebrows, and I feel like that has not coming across. Before The Rock came along, I was doing the eyebrow arch well before his time. So yeah, I've got to add a lot of new things, right? So what do we got here? Brow ly. Okay. This is gonna be brow outer left, and there we go. Then eventually I will try and go through here and redo some of it according to the actual VBridger tutorial, because I'm literally just doing this on the fly, and getting a little work done. Trying our best. There we go. So this is brow outer up left. There we go. Ah, this is our natural expression, because there is a way to make sure that it doesn't override your other stuff, right? So if I'm going to do brow outer up left, there are a few parameters and stuff that I'll have to watch a tutorial for to make sure that it's not just like constantly going up. It only does it whenever it reaches a certain threshold, right? So yeah. Uh, what are just mm, parameter settings? Where are you? Only has an expression of 0 to 1. There we go. Nice. Okay. We are at 0 right now. Let's go ahead and add one in. Add. Ah, Where'd I go? Where did I go? See, this is what I was talking about. There we go. Get real smooth. Just real smooth brain. We can do a full Aang model at this point, right? Oh, all right. Well, that's fine. Had one there. Okay, there. This. Keep it simple. No. Why? That's a bit too much. Like, I don't even know if you'll see it on my whenever I'm turning around and stuff, right? We'll give it a look. I'm gonna make this. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. I like that. There we go. Yeah. That's a lot closer to what it looks like in real life. I can do a big arch. I can do a big arch. Head gets kind of squishy there. Not the biggest fan of that. I don't want it to be too squishy. Cheeks are constantly changing size. That's another one of the little things that I need to adjust, right? Mm, there we go. And how about if we just move the whole thing up just a little bit? There we go. Yeah. See, I think that's looking good. I think that's looking pretty good. Don't you? I think it looks pretty good. And then the right side, like the right side, I'm not even sure if I should even bother with because you don't even see it with my hair. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the right side, maybe that'll just be empty. Maybe we won't do anything with it. Hmm. Let's see. Now I feel like that's almost too high. Whenever I'm looking down, that's the problem with that one. Is that not right? Nope, 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 nope. Did not want to do that. There we go. We need to add a key form for each of those, right? Oh, it's gonna be so annoying. Oh, this is gonna be so annoying. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Hey, if I take them out, yeah. Hmm. Hmm. And I got to do this for each of them. Oh no. Oh no, it's all coming back to me. So this is, as you can see, this is why it gets really frustrating. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of time investment, right? But it just kind of gives you an idea of like the kind of things that I'm really kind of looking at to figure out where it's all going to go, right? Mm, angry, Got the angry face. Yeah, adding V-Bridger on top of all of this is just a lot to figure out. It's just a lot. There's just a lot of things happening. But, you know, we'll get it done at some point. I will have all of those figured out one way or another. I don't want a manual mesh. Oh. Maybe I do. Maybe I do want to. Bring it up. How do I bring it back up? How do I bring you back up? This is not good. Not good. I mean, I guess I can deal with the mesh itself. Not really what I want to do, but that's fine. Yeah, there are a lot of things on here that I don't remember seeing. Just to kind of give you an idea of where we were. I mean, I guess. Make it a little bit wider. Yeah. Make sure that's not losing its make sure that's not losing its shape too much, right? Get some kind of weird shape stuff going on there. Get that changed. Didn't realize she had drawn corners to my eyebrows like that. It's kind of cool. It's kind of like those guys that have like a scar on their eyebrow, right? That's the stuff. It doesn't look too bad. Like maybe I can bring it up just a little bit more on the inner. But yeah, like I said, I've got some adjustments that I got to make in terms of like controlling the parameters to make sure that it doesn't override. All right. Yeah. Oh, well, just kind of shows you what I'm going through right now. I don't know. Like I said, this was going to be a weird stream. I wasn't sure where we were going to go with it. We were just, hi. How's it going? You guys doing okay down there? Is everything going all right? Everything going okay? Welcome to the shop. We're back. We're back yet again. I told you it was going to be a weird night. I told you it was going to be a chill evening. I keep my promises. Whoa, 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 whoa. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Come on back up. How's it going, guys? Oh, but yeah. Kind of giving you a little idea of behind the scenes, right? But overall, once I actually get in here and complete the tutorials, it won't take too long to finish a lot of these extra parameters. It's just it's very tedious work more than anything else. But it shouldn't be too hard. I'm excited to get in here. I think it's going to take me longer to actually get into V-Bridger and adjust the parameters in there, because it is really in depth. It's like you got to do math and stuff. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do math. What you take me for? So yeah, there's some things. VTube Studio is just like, okay, well, plus or minus this much. Here you go. But yeah, V-Bridger is a lot more technically detailed, which is good because you can really get in and customize your model kind of the way that you want. But it's going to take some time to figure out. It's actually like redoing the meshes and stuff shouldn't be too bad. I'm kind of looking forward to that. But really gotta stop squeezing my head, squishing my head. Or maybe that's what people want. I don't know. People are like, why aren't you more bouncy? That seems to be the big complaint for a lot of male VTubers. Like, why aren't they more bouncy? And I guess maybe that's a way to do it. I don't know. I don't want to mess with the physics stuff too much. That's a whole other discussion. But you know, things are moving along. Things are working. It's getting done. One way or another, it's getting done. So you know, that's the important stuff. But that being said, I think we'll go ahead and just kind of call it for tonight. It seems like it's been a chill night. Not a whole lot chatting. That's fine. I appreciate you lurkers. You don't have to chat if you don't feel like it. That's okay. But you know, hopefully, you know, it was a nice way to just kind of veg out at the end of the evening and just kind of listen around a little bit. And yeah, but we'll be back probably Friday. I've got to work tomorrow, but it is a morning shift, so you know, I might be able to get some stuff done in the afternoon tomorrow. But yeah, I'll be working all weekend, so nothing big this weekend coming up. But yeah, Friday will be either Expedition 33 or FF9. I haven't really, but yeah, you know, big news is the FF magic stuff, and just yeah, just things happening behind the scenes. Because you know, I like talking about that kind of stuff, though. I've mentioned it several times before on the streams, but I feel like there's definitely like a need for more of like industry talk. Like I try not to make it so that our streams are too like VTuber oriented, because you know, as a streamer, you kind of have to accept that a lot of your audience is not going to be other VTubers. So I don't know how the rank and file among the Asherites really perceives a lot of the in-depth technical discussion stuff. But you know, I think if you are interested in just entertainment or streaming or, you know, content creation, yeah, I'm trying to move away from using that term, but there's really not a whole lot of other ways to describe it, because it really is just a lot of different things that we do here. But yeah, I don't really know, you know, how a lot of people take it, but I think there is kind of some interest in talking about, you know, how these industries work and like what actually happens and what kind of work actually goes into it. There's a lot of misconceptions, and yeah, and some of it's just interesting. Like, I like talking about movies and how movies are made and what they did on these things. I mean, that's why I was a tour guide at a studio for so long, right? You know, if you want to know about the Batmobiles, just ask, because I used to clean them every day. The actual Batmobiles sitting in the old WB Transpo. I like that kind of stuff, and I don't think I will ever not like talking about it. That's been my life, and what we're kind of trying to do here. It's just I'm doing it on my own now instead of you know, with a big team. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I try not to get in and do too much of the technical stuff, but I think it's interesting, so that's why we do it, right? But that being said, I do have to work tomorrow. I just want to hop in here and just, I don't know, just chat. But so I will see you guys on Friday. You know, I hope you have a good start to your weekend, and you know, like I said, we might do something tomorrow evening, but it was nice to just, I don't know, it's been kind of like one of those brain fog kind of days. There's a lot of things you want to do, but you don't know which one you want to do at any given point. And then you got games on top of it. And yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot to focus on, and I don't really know which one. Right. It just happens sometimes. Some days you just get like that. Some days you're like, you wake up and you're locked in. And other days, you know, you've been sitting around doing nothing for like 5 days, or you've just been staring at your computer for a week straight, and you just kind of start losing it. So that's kind of what tonight was for, to just kind of clear that out, clear the mind. Maybe I just need to go stand in a field for a little bit. God knows we got enough fields to go stand in around here, but at least it's nice enough that I can start doing that now before the swarms come. Once the swarms come, that's a different story. Then I'm staying nice and indoors and buying a case full of off bug spray to keep in my room. But that being said, I hope everyone has a good night. I will see you in your dreams. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.